Who are you and what do you do here?
How y'all doing? Shawn here again with Custom Offsets TV. Hey guys, Shawn again, Custom Offsets TV on YouTube. Hey guys, Shawn with Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube. We got a vehicle spotlight for you, and it is my 03 Chevy Avalanche 1500. We got the makeover of CO2. I am pumped to show you the new Archon 350. For those of you that don't know me or forgot who I am, I am Shawn Chartier, and I'm the original founder of Custom Offsets. One of the things that we did right when we started Custom Offsets is we knew that we needed a show truck. For some reason, the first priority is to buy something cool, build something cool, kind of give yourself that jumping off point, and that's what our Custom Offsets Avalanche was. So I always acted like I picked the Avalanche because I wanted something super unique and something that people could hate on and make fun of, but the truth is, my friend sold it to me for $5,000. That's why we had the CO Avalanche. So there wasn't a ton of thought put into it. Then once we got it, I realized that, you know, it's a pretty rough platform to start with. There's a lot of hate for it. There's a lot of plastic on it. So I knew that we had to get bold with it. And that's where we put the giant bolts. And those bolts are actually, I think they're 1.5 inch bolts that are literally screwed into the plastic and then into the body metal. That was probably my first real vehicle modification that had no return. Because we were screwing them right into the actual body panels, you can't replace the body panels on an Avalanche. It was connected to the roof and everything. It was all one piece. So pretty much that was a point to no going back. I think my biggest thing is a lot of people talk about the built not bought. I'm one that I can get the vision and I can take pieces and parts from different builds, different vehicles, different eras and stuff and put them together into a vision, and then I can share that vision with somebody that can then bring it to life. So I've never been a wrencher. I've tried to wrench. I rush everything. I move way too fast. End up leaving things out, leaving things loose, leaving things off completely. So I've learned that I should not be building my own vehicles, but that I have the most fun with coming up with the vision. It was a similar thing we did with CO2 is we built that truck with an intent of how cheap can you buy just one level up from a work truck, which is I believe the 1LT is what it was, and then take it to be a badass show truck with like a $10,000 maximum budget. Well, everybody else was building $100,000 trucks. We were gonna build a $60,000 truck. And the truck was 50 grand, so we only had 10,000 to work with. And that was kind of the same concept of putting the leather in and putting it with the custom stitching and putting the sunroof in, and then doing the rough country lift and the wheels and tires and the paint to match, whiting out everything, because back then, like a murdered out black vehicle was the thing. Everybody had that, but there's very few. I think Keith Young was the one that I was following from Cali. He ran SenCal Truck, and he had whited out and then done the highlighter yellow. So I used him for inspiration on that one. And I think with every vehicle, I always find a jumping off point, or I find a vehicle that I've been in love with. And that's exactly what I did with this 2012 Chevy Silverado 2500, is I found this super clean truck. My buddy Tim Schmitz at Holiday Chevy, he found me the truck and basically said he's never seen a cleaner truck. It's got 40,000 miles, it's 2012. He said, if you're gonna put money into a vehicle, this is like the one. This thing is absolutely mint. So that was the jumping off platform. And then the thoughts start running, right? I've got CO2 that I'm trying to drive in South Florida. It's a nightmare. I think I've curbed 2 of the 4 wheels in the first week I've had CO2 down in Florida. It's just too big. You can't see anything over the top of the hood. So I was thinking, you know, how could I do a build that's more practical, that can still tow, but that is also easy in, easy out. You know, I'm getting old, I'm 43 years old. So I think reality starts to set in that a big lifted truck isn't the answer for a daily driver. And that's where the idea of this build came in. What if I dropped it down so that it was a little lower step up height, and then go with more of a street tire, but as much wheel as humanly possible, still stuff everything in there with the 12 wides and everything like that. But the whole concept was based off of this maroon Chevy that I'd seen. This truck was actually added to the gallery way back in the beginning of Custom Offsets, and ever since then I've been in love with it. But because I needed to be big lifted trucks and do all that stuff, I was never able to build that more practical build. So any guy that drives a 8-inch lifted truck knows what I'm talking about. There's nothing practical about it. It's a total pain in the ass. If you daily drive an 8-inch lifted truck, you know, hats off to you if you're enjoying that. For me, it was a nightmare. And I think some of that also comes with age. You have a lot better tolerance in your 20s and maybe even in your 30s for driving things that make no sense and being a total pain in the ass. When you get over 40 years old, you literally just want to jump in it, not pay attention, and get to wherever you're going. So that's where the concept comes, is this is just gonna be a super practical, super clean, but it is gonna be, you know, kind of rebuilding a classic. A lot of people know the 08 to 2012 body style or 2013 body style. So in talking with Cody Banker, our garage guy, I mean, he's the bomb because he always helps me take what's going on in my head and the craziness and put it down on paper and start turning it into a build. So when I first went to him, I said, no, we're gonna keep it simple. Definitely need some Archon Lincolns, need to go as big as humanly possible. I wanna go at least 24s, 12 wides. And his eyes got about this big because he knew I wasn't lifting it. And I said, but then I also want to drop it 2 inches. So I'd like to drop the front end, pull the Adelie or whatever out of the back or flip it, whatever it is he does. But I basically want to drop it as low as I can while keeping the ride of the suspension. And then, you know, I told him I would compromise though and go with the Nitto 420s because I know that once you put that 305/35 R24 on there, it'll stretch it out just a little bit to shorten the tire height, which then allows you to not have to cut the entire cab off of the truck. He should be able to do a good heavy NorCal on it, and it should be able to get completely free. So we'll see if that works out, but that was the concept. And that was pretty much it. Like, that was the entire build. And then the truck showed up and I saw how clean it was, and I saw it had cloth interior, and I was like, man, I ain't driving around with cloth interior. This ain't 2012. And then I saw that the head unit had no Bluetooth, no nothing. So now it's getting full leather. You had to cut a sunroof in because if you're gonna have leather, you gotta have sunroof. And then we got the head unit. He said with Bluetooth, you might as well get the backup camera, and pretty much shit got completely out of control from there. That took care of the interior. And then we moved on to the outside. And you know, at first it started with, let's just get a blacked out grille with the chrome mesh because there's so much chrome on this truck. And that, of course, turned into let's wrap absolutely everything. Let's pull all the body molding. Let's strip off all the logos and debadge it. And what I keep picturing is Jesse James did a OBS Chevy, and it was like a maroon chop top. And I just fell in love with that truck because it was so smooth, so clean. It just brought back a lot of the memories. And so that's kind of what, with this truck being so clean, we said the heck with it. Let's just put a bunch of money into it and bring it all the way back to look like a brand new 2012. Completely cleaned off slate. You know, all of my other trucks have always had mud tires. I moved to RTs on a lot of them to take off a little bit of the road noise, but it's still a mud tire. I mean, it's still gonna wear, it's gonna have to be rotated like every 3,000 miles if you want them to last forever. You've got the noise of riding on them. You got the height that comes with them because they are a taller tire with a bigger lug and all that stuff. So the Nitto 420 makes it a smooth riding. And I'm in South Florida, so there is no reason for mud tires. I'm not going mud running down in Miami next weekend. So it's made more for a highway truck. So I can take it on the highway, not listen to the tires the whole time. I know I'm gonna get the miles out of them. Not that I'll stick with wheels long enough to ever see the mileage on the tires, and I drive like 1,500 miles a year. The whole concept is just get it low enough to be able to see, jump in and out real quick. It's not the hassle of the mud tire, the big, wide, loud, lifted truck. One of the things that happened, the reason you guys haven't seen me in the videos is, you know, I've attempted and I'm attempting to step away from the business a little bit more. We've got a phenomenal leadership team. And the other thing is, you know, I'm starting to really fall in love with having hobbies again, you know, hunting, fishing, doing that different stuff. Customizing vehicles started getting further away because I didn't have the shop right here anymore. I didn't get to walk through and see Banker in the morning and be like, you know what I should build next? So those conversations started dying down. So I really believed I was gonna grow up and I was gonna stop customizing vehicles. Like when I was 16 and my dad was asking me, why are you wasting all your money on rims and tires? And he called me the rim man because my $2,000 truck had 2,500 worth of wheels and tires. And it was always about the wheels and the look and you know, pimping my ride. My first truck was in 1978 or 1979 Toyota. Half the box was rusted off. It was a total piece of junk. Bought it for my grandpa for $250. But the first thing I did is I spray painted the wheels so that I could black them out. And then I went and cleaned everything up, and I got brand new windshield wipers with big, wide metal blades, chrome, of course. And I put the Fear This sticker across the top of the windshield. None of you kids know at all what I'm talking about, but the 5 older adults tuned in know exactly what I'm talking about, because that's how we did it back then. So customizing is in my blood, and in the minute I started coming back up and I talked about getting this daily driver, When I found it in Wisconsin, knew it could stop at the shop for a quick stop, it was like, nope, there goes another $15,000 worth of build money. So it's about standing out. It's about being different. It's about not wanting the monotony of looking like everyone else. So honestly, when I see somebody drive a stock vehicle, I feel bad. And what I love about this daily driver style is all you got to do is, lowering it was cheap. And then the wheels and tires, smashing back the fenders is cheap if you're willing to take a hammer to it, and then you're done. You know, throw window tint on it and you're done, and you have something that looks totally different than anybody else on the street. So for me, it's just, I cannot stand looking like everyone else. It absolutely drives me nuts. I mean, it's the tattoos, it's the reason we customize our bodies. My boat's customized. I already got big decals, and it's an addiction. It's never going away, and I'm totally cool with that. I don't know any one of our customers that doesn't get picked on by their parents, their friends, their siblings, because they're wasting their money. I'll never understand why people feel that way, because I've only understood custom. Like, I sit and look at them and go, you're wasting your money because you're putting it in a 401k. In 47,000 years from right now, you'll be able to retire and do what? Sit on your old wrinkly ass at 67.5 years old and wonder what you did with your life because you wouldn't spend a couple bucks on wheels and tires to stand out for the 67 years leading up to that moment in your life. I'll never understand why getting to retirement or getting to the end is the only goal. I want to look good all the way there. Like, I want to ride. I don't look good, so I got to ride in something that looks good. You know, the darker the tint, the better. They have no idea who's in there. So I've been working with Cody for about probably 3 weeks now that we've been collecting parts and making decisions on what we want to do to build. He had some of the interior work done ahead of time because we'd have never got it all done in 4 days. But now we're going to jump right into the builds, kind of go through the parts that we picked out, because I have not seen the parts. I've hardly even seen the truck. We'll go take a walk around, see where they're at so far, and then see if Banker can get this thing built in 4 days by the time I leave with it.